I need you to be honest with yourself while listening to this message. And don't listen with arrogance. Don't instantly reject what I am about to say because it feels uncomfortable. Because I know what it feels like to hear a message like this and think, no, I am fine. I can handle it. I'll figure it out myself. I used to think strength meant carrying everything alone, never slowing down, never admitting I was overwhelmed, never letting people see how heavy life felt internally. But eventually, your spirit reaches a point where it cannot continue pretending. And some of you are reaching that point now. God says you were never meant to carry this much alone. And the truth is, many of you have been carrying emotional pressure, mental exhaustion, stress, fear, responsibility, and silent pain for so long that exhaustion has become your normal. You wake up tired, go to sleep mentally heavy, constantly overthinking, constantly trying to stay strong, constantly carrying things internally that nobody fully sees. And because you've survived this way for so long, you started believing this is just what life is supposed to feel like. But God says your spirit was never designed to survive under constant emotional heaviness without restoration. Some of you are carrying family pressure, financial pressure, relationship pressure, internal pressure, trying to hold yourself together externally while internally you feel like you're slowly collapsing. And almost nobody notices because many of you became experts at hiding your exhaustion. You still smile, still show up, still handle responsibilities, still help everybody else. But internally, your soul feels tired in a way that sleep alone cannot fix. Because some exhaustion is physical, but some exhaustion is spiritual, emotional, mental. And God says some of you became so used to surviving that you forgot what peace even feels like. Your nervous system has been carrying stress for so long that calmness now feels unfamiliar. Rest feels unfamiliar. And silence feels unfamiliar too. Because internally, your mind never fully stops carrying something, always worrying, always preparing, always thinking ahead, always trying to prevent things from falling apart. And eventually, that pressure begins exhausting the soul deeply. But hear this carefully. God is not exposing your exhaustion to shame you. He's exposing it because he wants to heal you. Some of you have been trying to solve spiritual exhaustion with human strength alone. And God says, come back to him honestly, not with rehearsed prayers, not pretending to be strong. Honestly, some of you need to sit quietly with God again and finally say, I am tired. I can't carry this by myself anymore. I need help. And there's nothing weak about that. That is wisdom, because healing begins when honesty replaces pretending. Some of you became so emotionally responsible for everybody else that you forgot you are human too. You feel responsible for everybody's happiness, everybody's comfort, everybody's emotions, everybody's problems. And God says you cannot continue carrying emotional burdens that are destroying your peace internally. Because eventually, even strong people break when they continuously carry more than their spirit can handle. That's why some of you feel emotionally numb lately, disconnected lately, mentally exhausted lately, irritated lately, emotionally distant lately. Your spirit is overloaded, not weak, overloaded. And God says part of your healing will require changing the way you live emotionally. That's important because some of you are praying for peace while continuing to live inside environments, habits, and patterns that, that constantly drain your spirit. Some people have too much access to your energy. Some conversations exhaust you constantly. Some environments keep your nervous system in survival mode. Some habits are quietly destroying your inner peace. And God says you cannot heal properly while continuously feeding your spirit emotional chaos. That's deep if you think about it. Some of you need boundaries, real boundaries, not guilt, not over explaining, not fear, boundaries. Because love should not require you to destroy yourself emotionally. Love should not require permanent exhaustion, permanent anxiety, and permanent emotional depletion. And some of you became so accustomed to overgiving that resting now feels uncomfortable because wounded people often believe if I stop carrying everything, everything will fall apart. But God says you are carrying burdens He never asked you to carry alone. Some of you need to stop trying to save everybody. Stop trying to fix everybody. Stop trying to emotionally rescue people who refuse to help themselves. Because constantly rescuing others while neglecting yourself eventually becomes self destruction. And God says that is not what He wants for your life. Some of you need support too. And hear this carefully. There is nothing shameful about needing help. God can heal through prayer, but He can also heal through people, through wisdom, through rest, through honest conversations, through healthy environments, through therapy, and through guidance. Some of you have suffered silently for too long because you believed asking for help made you weak. But God says you do not have to carry silent battles entirely alone anymore. This season is teaching you something important. Your spirit deserves care too. Your mind deserves peace too. Your heart deserves gentleness too. And many of you have spent years giving everybody else the compassion you secretly needed yourself. You comfort everybody else, encourage everybody else, pray for everybody else, support everybody else. But when it comes to your own pain, you ignore it, suppress it, minimize it, carry it silently. And God says, stop abandoning yourself emotionally. Some of you do not need another distraction, you need restoration, real restoration, spiritual restoration, mental restoration, and emotional restoration. And restoration begins when you stop pretending everything is okay. Some of you have not truly rested emotionally in years. Your body rests, but your mind keeps carrying pressure. Your spirit keeps carrying tension. Your nervous system keeps preparing for problems. And God says, come back to peace. Not temporary escape, real peace. The kind of peace that comes from surrendering what is too heavy for you to carry alone. Some of you need to pray differently now. Not just God, remove the pain, but God, teach me how to live differently. Teach me how to stop carrying everything alone. Teach me boundaries. Teach me discernment. Teach me how to protect my peace. Because some of your exhaustion is not only coming from life itself, it's coming from the way you've been surviving emotionally. And God says this season is not just exposing your exhaustion, it is teaching you a new way to live, a healthier way, a more peaceful way, a more honest way. Some of you are learning that strength is not pretending you never struggle. Real strength is bringing your struggles to God honestly. Real strength is admitting, I need help. Real strength is allowing yourself to heal. And hear this carefully, you do not have to earn rest. You do not need to earn peace. You do not have to destroy yourself emotionally to prove your value. God sees you. He sees the pressure, the hidden exhaustion, the silent overthink, the emotional weight nobody else notices. And God says, bring it to Him. Not tomorrow, not once you have it together, now. Because your spirit was never designed to carry this much pain alone. And one day, you will realize that asking God for help and finally allowing yourself to heal did not make you weak, it saved your life internally. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that this message is well received.